It's the Heath Bar, folks. Welcome back. Glad to have you here. I love bringing you these chats on tap for you to listen to when it is most convenient for you. That's the beauty of your podcast, isn't it? You can just do it at your own time. Anyway, I enjoy it, and I'm glad you have been as well. It's nice to see that a lot of you are listening and downloading. I've been keeping track of the stats, which is a thing that people have to do, and I'm digging what I'm seeing. A lot more people every week find out about the Heath Bar and find out about these artists and the people that have come on here and been guests. And that's a good thing because there's some cool people around here and people that I've come in contact with, and I'm really glad to share all of them with you. There are more ways to stay in touch other than just listening to the show. You can hunt me down socially. Facebook and Instagram at Heath Bar Online is the handle. Or you can hunt me down on Twitter as well personally. It's just my name, at Heath Johnson. Makes it easy. And I've got it all up on my website. www.heathbaronline.com has all the episodes up there, along with blogs that I will write every now and then about some of the shows and some of the guests that I have on there, as well as my own personal one. And then books I've read and books I'm reading. I'm a big fan of library bars. I don't know if anyone knew that about me, or if anyone even knew what a library bar is, but I kind of dig the idea of sitting around with a glass of bourbon or a nice beer and reading a good book. So every now and then I'll throw up some books I'm reading on there, and y'all can take a look at those and enjoy those if you like to read. If you don't like to read, I highly recommend it. It's a good practice and a good habit to have. Anyway, off my soapbox. www.heathbaronline.com has all of that up there, as well as my gig schedule on where you can find me playing shows and slinging tunes for you. So go ahead and check that out, and you can shoot me an email also, heath@heathbaronline.com. If you have any questions, any comments you want to bring to my attention quickly, that's the best way to do it. I check that all the time. It comes right to my phone, which is a blessing and a curse, but that's the way of the world. So moving on from there, my guest at the Heath Bar this week is Lacy Nelson. I first met her last October at the Wild West Songwriters Festival. I bring that up a lot because it's a great festival. If you haven't heard about it, go check it out and find out about what's going on down there in Deadwood every October. Regardless, I first met her there. She is from 10 Sleep, Wyoming, and recently has relocated to Spearfish. Which makes it easy for me to get in touch with her and connect, because that's where I'm from. But she's originally from 10 Sleep, kind of. She moved there when she was 12, but that's where she grew up and calls her home. Incredible songwriter, incredible voice, really cool person too. It was kind of fun. You know, it's always neat when you really don't know someone all that well and you get together and chat. You're like, hey, how's this going to go? But man, we had a blast. We drank some table wine, and talk some westerns and talk some wine and talk some music. She's got some songs that are going to be coming out soon, and I hope sooner rather than later because it's worth hearing. And if you don't know who she is, you can hunt her down online. We talk about that a little bit, and be in anticipation for her upcoming album because it's going to be a good one. I really enjoy chatting with her, and I hope we get to do it again. I hope we get to see her at some shows and maybe set up some shows together. Wherever the future goes, I know it's going to be great for her. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Heath Bar, give it up for Lacy Nelson. Welcome to the Heath Bar, where the conversations are always on tap. Well, cheers. Welcome to the Heath Bar.
Yeah, thank you.
Double cheers. So that's exactly what I expect table wine to taste like.
You know, I didn't really know what to expect. It's really grapey. It tastes like straight up grape juice.
It does taste. It's really
but a little
sweet,
boozy.
Really light.
Right.
So like, cause I was telling you, I love westerns.
Okay.
And they're all like, have you seen what's it called? Hell on Wheels.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So they're all just chugging wine like crazy, or whiskey, or whatever the case may be.
Something,
You know,
always.
they're pouring something. Well, I guess the the workers are drinking the whiskey, but the ones with money are all drinking the high wine or the sherries and stuff like that. And I always picture like that had to be pretty light, because if they're chugging it like they are
all day long,
they don't stop.
No.
Like it can't be like some 12% wine that they're just guzzling into
chugging,
themselves.
or maybe they were. Maybe they just knew how to handle it better. I don't know.
You know, they were tougher. They were a lot harder back then. You know, I mean, we knew how to survive in shitty conditions.
I
so
guess.
it's
So maybe the alcohol helped.
It's possible. I know I always feel better when I have alcohol in me. So all day long.
I know. I've never really been a day drinker, but since I've moved to Spear and I've kind of like been like in between stuff all the time, there's a lot of day drinking that goes on.
Mm-hmm. Especially, it's my favorite time to drink. And I have a day job. And I have children and a wife, so I don't get to do it that often.
Right.
Hardly ever, really.
Right.
I say it's my favorite time to drink, and I think the last time I really got to day drink was years ago. But it's nice because I don't wake up hurting.
Right.
Because especially at this age, I'm 35. Like at this age, like if I drink late, I'm gonna wake up in pain. But if I drink earlier in the day, then okay, it's all gonna be out of my system.
Yeah, right. You get over it and you go to sleep and you feel great in the morning.
That's right. We're gonna just talk about wine the whole damn time.
I'm not mad about that.
That's a good time. But yeah, it's Prairie Berry Calamity Jane, so it's a table wine, which is good one to try. I'm a fan.
Yeah,
so,
we tried this wine. What was it? The 19 Crimes. Is that what it's called?
I haven't
19
heard
Crimes?
of that one.
Okay, so it's weird. It's like it has. So you know how Australia was just made up of criminals.
Yeah.
So when a criminal did something bad, they got sent to Australia. So there was apparently 19 different crimes that you could do to get sent to Australia.
Some of them were petty, weren't they? Like
like
stole
real
some
weird
bread
ones.
or something like that.
Yeah. So there's an app for this wine. So you get the bottle and you get the app and you like scan the picture on the bottle, and then it's like the dude on the picture starts talking and telling you the story about what his crime was.
That's cool.
It's crazy. It's pretty cool.
His specific crime, like there are different people on all of it, or just there's
so I think there's like I don't know how many different, probably 19 different kinds of wine, and they have
some criminals, and that's super sweet.
It is kind of weird.
Cool.
It is kind of weird.
It's nice. I don't know. I feel like getting banned to Australia would have been a better move for a lot of people. It's pretty down there, from what I've heard.
Right, Quigley Down Under. You're talking about like in westerns. That's my favorite.
That's right. That's right. Are you? Is it mostly wine? Are you more of a wine person?
You know, I wasn't really.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 22 years old, so I just got into this.
Fairly new to a lot of this.
Just got into this drinking thing.
Okay, gotcha. Well, steer clear of a lot of red wine. A couple bottles a night, you'll wake up in a lot of pain. I don't know this personally.
Oh, you don't?
Lies,
okay, good. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a lightweight still, but
yeah.
I mean, I'm a cheap date. That's not a bad thing.
So what happens? What happens is this: you'll stay the lightweight, and then you'll get really good into it because you'll have a couple years into it, and then you'll turn 32, 33, and you're just like, I'm gonna be a lightweight again because I can't handle it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Body says no.
Too much pain, but. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so we've only met one other time,
True.
which is crazy. So you're from Ten Sleep,
yes,
Wyoming.
Sir.
Originally, like born and raised.
Well, I was born in Casper, Wyoming.
Okay.
We lived there in that area, Casper, Glenrock, until I was like 12, I think, 12 or 13, and then we moved to my mom's family's ranch.
Okay.
So she's the youngest of 5 siblings.
Okay.
And it's usually the oldest son that gets the ranch. He's the next generation now, but it was the youngest daughter that got it.
Was there like just family drama, or none of them wanted
Always family drama. You know how it is with
this
family.
is Wyoming, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. No shootouts or anything, but
well, that's good. Everyone's still breathing, still going.
Yeah.
No bullet holes.
Right. Yeah. So we moved to the ranch, and that's what I call home. That's where I consider where I grew up.
How old were you?
I think I was 12 or 13.
Okay.
So around there.
Yeah.
So I was still pretty young, but
absolutely.
Old enough to be sad to be leaving all my friends and whatever.
That's
but
true. That would be rough.
It was, but I love the ranch 100% with all my heart. And that's where I like plan on seeing myself in the future. Like I will go back to the ranch.
Okay.
It'll be my brother and I who are the next ones, the next
taking
generation.
over it and everything like that. Gotcha.
So I feel not only a responsibility to go back there, but like it's my heart. It's where my heart is.
Yeah.
It's where I
like
want to
family thing, generations passed down and everything.
Right.
That's rare anymore.
Oh man.
Like that doesn't happen as often as you would expect. Like it happens around here, a lot because, we live around a bunch of ranchers. But
Right.
when you think globally, it's like, that's not a thing.
Not a thing.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Yeah, I've been listening to this book anyways. It talks about how we as a generation now have so many options, so many choices of what to do with our lives. And it makes a lot of people just like totally lose motivation. It's like,
go
I'm just
crazy.
gonna stay here and do nothing.
Yep.
But yeah, it's nice to have that option of a place to go back to. Because a lot of people, they say, they don't have to do what their dads did anymore. They can go and do whatever they want.
Yeah.
But
I can't do what my dad does or did.
what did he do?
Well, when I was young, he was in pest control. So he did all that. I thought it was super cool. I
Okay.
remember being in kindergarten and they asked me what I want to be when I grow up, and I want to be an orkin man. Everyone wants to be what their dad does.
Right.
But no, like, my dad just kind of like he's had several different careers and everything like that, and been successful in all of them. But it's not the kind of thing where you like, oh, I'm going to pass this down type of thing,
Right.
So, and I don't know if that's other than ranching or like CEOs of corporations, like there's very few careers out there that kind of happens. I guess you have your mom and pop shops that can happen too. So
true.
maybe there's more than I'm thinking about right now, but
yeah, ranching is definitely one of the big ones.
ranching has an allure to it. There's something about it's more romantic, I think.
For sure.
It's
Absolutely.
a ranch. It's a family ranch.
Yeah.
It's been in my family for generations.
Yeah, for sure. I always feel so special being like, I'm 5th generation. Like my family's been there for a long time.
Yeah.
Over 100 years, and that's wild to me. But like growing up, I thought that was normal. I thought everybody's family did that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then like getting out into the world and meeting people, they're like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's not a thing. That's
not a
So do you have like history of like stories of your family from 5 generations ago and stuff, or is it all just kind of audible stories told down?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's I don't know, I guess the ranch started as a sheep ranch, like way back in the day. We had sheep and there's this really cool sheep shearing shed on
Can
the
you
place.
say that really fast?
No, I cannot.
Have you ever been asked that before? Yes, I have. Okay.
Yes. So people would bring their sheep, hundreds, thousands of sheep, so many sheep, to the ranch. They would shear them there and then transport them to Lacys, Wyoming, where they would get on a train and go to wherever they were going.
Wow.
So super cool history in there. There's paintings all over the wall in there, made from, I don't know, sheep blood or sheep paint or
What the
something,
heck?
like depicting fights and like signatures everywhere, dating anywhere from like 1890 to like 19.
Is this like all
10
preserved, or is this just a shed somewhere?
It's just a shed now. I mean, like we just store stuff in there, which breaks my heart. I know it.
Insane. Holy
It's just like it's just normal. It's just where we put our stuff. Yeah.
And that's on your land.
Yeah.
It's just there.
Yeah, and in the middle of the ranch. Yeah, so it used to be a town. It used to
Okay.
be Nowood, Wyoming.
Okay.
And so there was a hotel there and a store and a bunkhouse and trying to remember what else, but there's so many different, and the hotel burned down, but the store is still there, just exactly like it was.
What the heck?
Back in the late 1800s.
So did you just grow up playing around all that stuff?
Yeah,
And-
it was just
good night.
yeah.
That's ridiculous. That's not fair.
It's so cool. It's so cool. It's so cool. Yeah, I have big dreams of turning that store, because we just kind of store stuff in there now. But
Sure.
turning it into like a music venue, or turning it into like a Nowood mercantile, and
Yeah.
like selling my produce from there, or
Yeah.
selling, I don't know.
Absolutely. It's the building's already there.
Right, and it's such
that's the
a
hardest
cool
part.
historical place, using it as like a
Wow.
wedding venue or a music
Yeah.
venue or something.
How
Ah,
far
people
out
so
of
cool.
Ten Sleep is it?
So that's the thing. It's
Okay.
like 40 miles south of Tensley.
Yeah, but that's not that far in Wyoming. Like,
True.
40 miles is, oh yeah, I'll be there.
Be there
I'm
in
on
an
my
hour.
way.
No big deal.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I grew up in western Nebraska, and 40 miles was the same. It's
Right.
like, yeah, I'll be there. Give me a minute.
Right, seriously. Yeah, so that's, I've always kind of thought like maybe that would deter people, but if it was cool enough, people would come out there.
Or people love tourist stuff.
Exactly.
Absolutely love tourist
Exactly.
stuff.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
I mean, South Dakota is a good example of that. You go up and down the interstate, it's nothing but billboards.
Right.
And I've been to Wall once.
One time. Huh?
One time, and I don't know. It's one of those things. I'd probably go back, but probably not for the tourist stuff.
Right.
you
Yeah.
know?
Once you see it once, you're like,
like, oh, okay.
Okay. I get it.
There's a dinosaur. It's super cool. Moving on. 5-cent coffee.
Great.
Yeah, but so growing up in Ten Sleep most of your young life after 12ish or so.
Yes.
So high school, junior high, and all of that, and
Right.
You've been playing music how long?
So I started playing music when I was like, I don't know, when I was tall enough to reach the piano.
Okay,
My
so
mom-
before Ten Sleep, music
yeah.
was okay.
Oh
gotcha.
yeah, my mom always had a piano in the house. She tried to play it, wasn't really her thing, but she always had a piano in the house.
Okay.
That was a big important thing. So since I was tall enough to climb up there and play around with it, that was I was always playing the piano. So then she got me into piano lessons when I was probably in kindergarten. I think I was in kindergarten.
Okay.
And I had the best piano teacher in the world. She was great. She started teaching me some things, but then she realized that I wasn't reading the music. I was coming up with my own stuff. And so she really encouraged that. She said, okay, come back next week with a song that you made up using all the high keys and all the low keys. So she really encouraged my creativity.
And how old
with
were
that.
you at this point?
I was little,
So
5,
small.
6,
okay.
7.
Just goofing
Yeah.
around,
yeah.
putting stuff together.
Yeah, just playing
Yeah,
around.
a lot of people don't read music. It's
Surprising.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just, I don't know. I never got into it. Like, I did when I played the trombone, but
Okay.
you had to.
Right,
But,
yeah.
yeah. But I didn't write my own stuff. Like, that didn't come till later. So you did
Okay.
this at a young age.
I was little, and I was always writing poetry. Poetry was a huge thing for me, not because of anything except that it was just satisfying to me to get 2 words to rhyme together.
Okay.
Or to get words lined up so they made sense together and sounded pretty.
Do you have an example from back then?
No, plenty of notebooks that I've hidden underneath my bed.
I'm just trying to picture what a kid's poetry
I don't know.
would
I
look
wrote
like.
about snowflakes and I
Okay.
wrote about horses. All the
Gotcha.
little things that little girls love.
Yeah, absolutely. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. So let's see. So then after I was writing poetry, and then I was playing piano all through middle school, high school, and then I went to college at Sheridan College, and I couldn't take my piano with me. So I was like, oh, I got to find something different. Because that was, I'm sure this is the same way it is with like all music people, but it's like a release. Like if you don't,
100%.
if you don't have that music, you start going a little crazy,
You
and it
lose
just
your
like
mind
kind
just a
of
little bit.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my brother had started playing guitar a little bit, and I thought, interesting. Maybe I should check that out.
Yeah.
So I took his guitar, I started playing it. He taught me some things, and I mostly just taught myself, in my college dorm room, just in between classes, avoiding homework and just teaching myself how to
Like
play
you do.
guitar. Yeah,
You don't do homework.
No.
What the heck? I was the master at finishing 20-page reports the night before they were due. A's on all of them.
What?
Oh yeah, I was good
That's
at it.
amazing.
So good. I don't know if that just means I'm a really good bullshitter, or if I don't know. What it
that's
means.
some real life skills there.
I
though.
never dove into the how I did it. I just did it
Just
and
did
moved
it.
on.
Didn't have to ask questions.
Didn't study why. It's like, hey, all right, moving on. But,
Let's get it done.
yeah. So, he played the guitar, and you got into it with that. Did you take his guitar with you? Like,
I did.
You just like, this is mine now.
Yes, I did. And because he had started playing banjo by that point.
Okay.
So he was like, all right, you can take my guitar, I'll play banjo. And he tells me that he stopped playing guitar because I got better at it than him. And so he didn't want to play it anymore.
Like a little bit embarrassed.
Yeah.
Is he older?
He's younger.
Oh, well, he shouldn't be that embarrassed.
Yeah,
It's
right?
okay.
I know, I'm the older sister. I'm supposed to be better at everything.
Yeah, that's how it works. I'm the oldest sibling, and I beat my brother and sister at everything. Like,
That's what you're supposed to do.
I hope they hear this one day, 'cause
Teach them how to be humble.
they're gonna text me and rip me out. So growing up then, was it like family stuff when you guys got together? Did you just jam?
Yeah, for sure.
That's like
Anytime.
front porch stuff and just hanging out.
Yeah, it's
God,
so
it's
fun.
fun.
And he's got a great voice too, but
Cool.
he doesn't like performing. He doesn't like to sing in front of people.
Like where someone is recording it, or
Yeah.
just,
Oh no,
like,
he's not about that.
Not gonna
he's
do
not
that at
about
all.
that. I do it sneakily sometimes, just
Like
to like
hiding in your pocket.
seriously, because he's got when we sing together, we've got like that blood harmony kind of stuff going
Oh
on.
boy, here we go.
Oh man,
That's rare.
it's fun.
I'm-
it's a blast.
So, what was I going to ask you? I just had a cool question.
Oh,
There was something about. Oh yeah, so growing up, playing like with your family and everything like that, like hanging out and goofing around. Did that ever like become a part of your thought process where you say, "Hey, there's something more here. Like maybe we should do like a family band." I guess if your brother doesn't want to perform, maybe he could.
That was the thing.
manager,
He and I
but-
did a couple jams, or we did a couple gigs together, just at the little 10 Sleep Brewery there, just for fun.
Yeah.
Just to do
Just
it,
to
just
do
to
it.
get our music out to other people, you know. And my mom's not super musical. She loves music, but she's not, you know, she's not super musical. My dad is. He's got a great voice. He never learned how to play an instrument. He can't remember a word to save his life. but so I think we got a little bit of it from him, but it was mostly just my brother and I just playing for fun, just because that was just a fun thing to do, to get a song really clean, you know, to practice it and get it to where it just sounded, we just had it perfected all the way through.
Well,
you know,
what
it's so
years were
fun.
these? Like roughly, like
Oh, man.
time frame.
I don't know,
Like early 2000s, a little bit later.
a little later, yeah.
Okay.
So I graduated from high school in 2014.
God, I'm old.
Okay. I know, I feel weird saying that, but okay. So it was probably, between 2013 and 2016, somewhere around there.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, we didn't play out a whole lot together, but
Yeah.
But
And growing up in a ranch, I'm sure, like, so that's the thing too, is like just the differences of lifestyles of like someone growing up in a city, so many distractions
Right.
versus being on a ranch. You know, what you're going to entertain yourself with is you're going to develop a skill and learn how to play the guitar,
Exactly.
and piano and stuff like that.
Exactly, and that's what it was. Yeah, my brother did a lot of sports. You know, he wrestled and he played football and everything, but I wasn't really into sports. Sports weren't really my thing. Coordination's not really my thing.
Did you try? Like, did you?
Oh,
try
I tried in middle
okay.
school, and
Okay.
and it's funny. Like in a small town, you know, it's like everybody has to play sports,
Yep.
so we have a team. But they're like, you
Except
don't have to
you.
play.
You can-
you can do other
We'll give
things.
you a pass. That's oh my gosh.
I mean, they never actually said that to me, but I kind of got the hint.
You
Like,
got the feel.
okay,
Like people
so-
are good at subtly hinting and stuff like
Yes,
that. Like,
right.
well, you know,
Maybe
it's
he'll
been
be
3
better at
games
other
now, and they haven't put me in. Like, wonder what this means. You know?
Exactly. Yeah, so I just went home and played piano outside. That's what I did. I watched
Gotcha.
cooking shows and played piano, and that's when you're living out in the country, like that's what you do. You gotta
You can
find
cook?
something. I love to cook.
Okay, so you're okay.
I love to cook.
So this
Yeah,
is a
it's my
thing. This is like not just a hobby. Like you love to cook.
I love to cook.
Okay.
Yeah. It's my goal. Like my dream. You know, my dream involves music, but my ultimate dream, I just want to be a little ranch mama. I want to raise my little chickens and have my,
And cook.
raise my babies and cook meals for the cowboys coming in at lunch, and that's what I want to do. And I
you
know
have a
that's like
recipe?
anti-feminist or whatever, but
I don't know if it is. I think the whole point of, I mean, I guess people would disagree with that, but isn't feminism about getting to choose what you want to do,
Well,
right?
true,
It should
true.
be. It should be anyway.
yeah, maybe it's a little old-fashioned then.
Yeah. People would probably say that.
Yeah. But it's totally what I want to do.
I mean, if you
100%.
dig it and it's what makes you happy, why not? You
Yeah,
know?
right.
Especially when you have a ranch 5 generations back to go back to
That's
and
the
do that
thing.
in.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Like I feel like that's such a unique opportunity and such a special thing.
Yeah.
You know, that not a lot of people get that. Very few.
Yeah.
And so for sure, I'd love to go back and have a huge greenhouse and grow all my own food and just be a little homesteader.
And you can just have a YouTube channel where you play your music on. And a
Exactly.
baking show. You could
Right?
cooking show. Sorry. Do you bake also? Or is it mostly just cooking?
I bake, yes.
See, I'm not a baker.
I'm a cooker more.
I love to cook, but
okay.
I'm not much of a baker. I can.
Right. Yeah, when
It
you have
doesn't
to,
turn
it's
out
like,
good.
a batch of chocolate chip cookies. I can do that.
Yeah, because you just cut it. You buy the pre-made mix and put it in, and I'm really good at those.
Easy.
Actually, I still burn those. I don't know how, but
Oh, it's always the last batch of cookies that you bring.
Yep.
Because you're like, I'm almost done. And then
Finally
you forget
figured it
about
out.
it. And it's.
see, I'm the same way with pancakes. The first pancake gets burnt. Like I never know when to first flip it.
Okay.
But after that, like I feel like
Got it
then I
down.
get I
Turn
can
down the heat a
gauge.
little,
It's like a gauger. Like I can gauge it now. Okay.
Right.
And
I'll
talk
give this
about
the one I don't
pancakes.
like today.
Do you have is there a dish that like this is my? If someone said, "Hey, make me your best dish," do you have something that you
I
that you
make
just
a
nail?
mean lasagna.
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 I love pasta.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lasagna.
So okay, is that anything special with it? Like anything different, or is it just?
It's, that's the thing. I don't Like, I follow recipes, kinda. And then I just toss in whatever I want to toss in. So it's different every time. I can't say, one lasagna is going to be totally different from
By
the next
taste,
lasagna.
right?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's the way to do it.
Well, yeah, and my mom is like that. She's a phenomenal cook, incredible, and she comes up with these mom congloms. She calls them.
Is that what she calls them?
Yeah, mom.
Is that a hashtag yet?
I don't know. It
needs to
should be. It needs to be mom conglom. Yeah.
That's great.
So she takes whatever leftovers are in the fridge and throws them together and somehow
that's
makes
brilliant.
it totally delicious.
Oh, see, they have an app that does that for me. Like, this is what I have. And I've tried it a few times, and I don't have the right stuff to make anything that I've enjoyed anyway. But I'm betting your mom does. She probably just has good stuff lying around all over the place.
Yeah, yeah, she does. And that's, another part of living out in the country is you got to stock up on food, So she has so much food in the house.
Yeah.
Always.
It's not like, the cupboards are bare. It's like, no,
Let's
I'm
just
going
run Walmart real quick. Yeah.
go in for like the month and stock up and
Yes.
be there and good to go. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Tensley, man. I've never been there.
You've never been
But you're the
there?
second person I've met from Tensley.
No way. Who was the first person
So
that you-
Jelon Crossland.
Okay.
I met him last year, I think.
Okay.
I'd seen a few of his shows, but I actually
Right.
got to meet him and talk with him. and
Okay,
everything
cool.
like that, so.
Yeah, he's interesting. Meeting him separate from his shows. Like in his
Yeah.
shows, you think he's like such an eccentric, like excited dude,
Yeah.
and then you talk to him after his show, and he's like,
Super chill.
secluded and
He's
chill,
super chill,
right?
laid back. We talked after one of his gigs, or before one of his gigs. No, it was after, because they were tearing down. Because I remember having that conversation with him at Minor Brewing.
Okay.
And yeah, it was fun. Like, it was cool. He's got a cool story,
does.
But like, yeah, he's super chill when
He
you're
is.
just sitting down talking with him.
and
Yeah.
it's funny. Like I've only talked to Jelon 2 or 3, 4 maybe times in my life. I know his mom and dad really well.
Well,
I see
yeah,
him
how
all
many
the
people
time.
live in Tensley?
So there's like 250.
So
I
it's
think.
small. So, I
It's
mean,
small.
of course you're going to bump into Jelon, and everyone
Yeah.
knows everyone
Right.
kind of and everything like that.
Right,
so.
right. Which is cool sometimes, but also sometimes
Oh, everyone knows.
I need to get away from
Yeah.
here.
So the town I grew up in had 128 people.
Okay.
And so I know exactly.
You know.
I know exactly how you grew up. I lived on a quarter horse ranch.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, in western Nebraska, and so did all that stuff growing up with branding and haying
Okay.
and horses and rodeos. I never entered any of the rodeos,
Right.
but I went to them all the time and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was a fun time of my life. Then we moved to Omaha, and that kind of ruined all
Oh,
that. But
yeah, that's not real small
It was a
town.
big difference, huge difference.
Yeah, I bet.
So I miss a lot of it because it's a fun way to live.
It is. It's a great way to raise kids, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a great spot to.
God, we got in so much trouble. We had one sheriff, and he doubled as the school bus driver. So when the
Oh, of
volleyball team had
course.
an away game, we were clear. We
Good
did
to go.
so much
Do
stuff.
whatever you want to do.
So much stuff. But it was a good time.
Oh, that's
it was a good
too
time.
funny.
So, okay, so back to you.
Oh yeah, we're talking about music, right?
No, this is good. I like it. So you started playing the piano. You got into guitar.
Sorry. Yes.
And you've been kind of making your own stuff up and putting poems together since a young age. At what
Right.
point did you turn that into actually like putting like songwriting and making that a thing and then performing that out in public?
Yeah.
And
So that was less
being
than
brave.
a year ago.
less than a year ago. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? It's
Less
that
than a year
short
ago. I don't know. So I was doing music for a while, and then I got into a weird relationship where I wasn't doing music at all for like 2 years.
That
I stopped
happens.
doing music, right?
Yeah.
Apparently it happens to a lot
Oh,
more
it
people than
happens a
just
lot.
me, which is great. Makes me feel better. So I wasn't doing music, and then all of a sudden I got out of it, and I was just like, I had all of this energy to do music, and so I just poured myself into writing and just doing music because I didn't have a job. I wasn't really doing anything, so I was just at home on the ranch every day, all day, in the middle of winter. So it's
Yeah.
like, what else am I going to do
Yeah.
but just sit here and write? And so that's what I did. I just wrote and played and really kind of, I don't know if you ever figure out your writing style or like how you write.
I feel like that's something people figure out for you. Because I feel like songwriting is something. If you are analyzing yourself, I think you're looking at the nuts and bolts too much and not enjoying the process of it, and you're
Sure.
going to not finish the song.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's the thing.
Yes.
Maybe it's
for
not.
sure.
Maybe I'm completely wrong.
No,
but,
yeah,
okay.
totally.
So gotcha.
Totally get
yeah.
that. Yeah. So I started really getting into writing my own stuff. And I'd never really thought about it before. I'd written songs before. All through middle school, I was writing like real religious songs. And I was, because it was just fun. It was just fun. I never thought about like singing them out to people because I was like, no way. No way. I'm not good enough to do that. Not a chance, right? So then, I don't know, I started writing my own stuff, and I don't remember, I think it was at the 10 Sleep Brewery that I like played the first song that I had wrote, or that I had written in front of people. It was terrifying.
Yeah.
It was so scary.
That's such a weird feeling, isn't it? You're
It is. It's like, okay, here's all of my heart that I'm just going to throw out to you guys. And if you like it, cool.
Hope
If you
don't
don't,
crush it.
I'm going to be devastated.
So what was it like? Did they pay attention to you, or was it a setting where everyone was kind of doing their own thing? And
so it's cool at the 10 Sleep Brewery. Everybody is kind of like my bro, everybody's
so
just chill.
okay,
so they were
sure.
super supportive and super into it. And
absolutely.
And my mom is my biggest fan. She is so funny. She's at every single one of my shows. She's just like super into it, super high energy. She's dancing around. She's singing the songs. Everybody else could just be chilling, drinking their beer, But mom is so
That's
into
cool.
it. She's telling everybody else to shut up to listen to
Everybody
me.
shut up. My daughter's on stage.
She's done.
My parents did the same thing when I was a preacher. It did not go over as well in church as it does in a bar. Like, let me just be honest with you about that. They don't like that in church. I'm just kidding. That's cool, though. It's cool. I mean, especially, I don't know, I imagine being a parent and you seeing your kid doing like any kind of art form, no matter what it is, whether it's painting or anything, and then they're presenting it out. There's a sense of pride there, and there should be,
Yeah, because
what was the song?
What was the song? Oh, I think it was "Lonely at Lone Tree."
Do you still play it?
Song. Sometimes. Yeah, I kind of get sick of my own songs pretty quick.
That happens.
But so it's just a song about living out in the middle of nowhere and being lonely all by myself. Pretty. Yeah. Pretty.
Which no one in 10 Sleep can relate to. I would imagine.
Nobody had any idea what I was
that's not a thing
about.
out there. So that's cool. That's cool. So playing your songs then, what's it? Talk me through like what it was like when people started to like them. Like, hey, I dig that. Or has that happened yet for you?
It's happened.
I would imagine it has, because I've only heard you once, and I dug it. And so I was like, I'm sure it's happened before.
Yeah, so it's strange. People have a lot more faith in my songs than I do.
Yeah.
A lot of times, because
Why do you think that is?
Because I'm hard on myself, I guess. I don't know.
Aren't we all?
I don't know. Because I write these songs, I'm like, I guess it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It feels right. So I'll sing it in front of people. And it's strange. Some of the songs that I don't really care for, but I sing because I wrote them.
Sure.
People say, oh, I really like that song. I can't wait to hear that one again. It's like, why? That was not even the good one.
I took that one off the set list like months ago.
Yeah, seriously.
That's funny.
Seriously. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't remember exactly when, but I mean, I've progressively, as I've written more songs, I've added more of those in my set list. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get to like 50-50, 50% covers and 50% my own stuff. Mm-hmm. But I don't.
Do you tell people, hey, this is one I wrote, or do you just play it and see if they assume?
I don't know. Sometimes I just throw it out there, and if people aren't really paying attention, they don't really care anyways.
Yeah.
I just throw it out there.
Move on and go on.
Exactly. Yeah. But if people are paying attention, I'll say, this is one I wrote. Here's a story behind it. Because I don't know, some of my songs, I feel like I need to tell a little bit of a story behind it.
Sure.
For it to make sense. Yeah. But I don't know. I usually tell people, this is a song I wrote. That's
cool.
Yeah.
I think it's good to do that. I mean, I've done both, and I still do both. And there's times where I don't ever tell someone throughout a whole night, like, these are songs I wrote, Okay. But then there's times where I'm like, hey, this is a song that's mine. I've actually got it on the CD down here if you guys are interested in it. And,
right.
And every now and then it'll work, And people are like, oh, let me get that CD for me, But it's one of those things. I think everyone kind of goes through that where you just, it's the struggle of presenting yourself to the world, because it's not, I don't know. I feel like songwriting is a different form of art. Like there's obviously Heath, but there's this level of like there's this level of where you are. I don't know. It's very similar to poetry, but then when you add music to it, there's a whole other feeling that comes across. Like you're presenting your guts and soul.
Exactly. Yeah. I always feel like I'm just tearing a page out of my journal.
Yeah.
And
here you go.
and giving it to people. Sometimes it's terrifying. Sometimes I write these songs that are like super down deep in my soul, you know? And I'm like, I really don't want to tell people about this, but if I put it in an artistic form, maybe
they'll think
maybe
it's
they
just
won't
a
know what's
story I
going on.
thought up, and they won't realize it's super personal. And if they don't like it, I'm gonna be crushed.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and it's I don't know. Several times this happened. I'll write a song that's sad or depressing or whatever, and I'll send it to my mom, and she'll say, "Are you okay?"
Oh, isn't that the thing?
So I stopped doing that.
That's always the thing. No, that's a legitimate thing. Like I will. So I usually write songs 4 or 5 years behind where I'm currently at. Like I will. I don't know if it just takes me that long to process through everything to where it actually
to get
comes
far
about.
enough away from it.
Where it's like I mean, I still feel it, but it's like my head has finally thought through. This is what actually happened, you know, and then I can put something together like that.
Sure.
But then I'll be writing a song, and like right now, like this has happened the last several years. Like my life has been super happy and awesome.
Right.
But I'm writing all these songs that are not, you know, and everyone's like, are
you okay?
something you're telling us? Like things going okay? And I'm like, no, things are good. Like this is a little late to the party. Like this is 5 years ago, you know, 6 years ago, whatever the case may be. But I don't know. And not everybody writes that way, but I've noticed like that's about how long it takes me to process through something that, like, if it's a song that I'm writing based on an experience, I guess that's about how long it takes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Definitely a couple years for sure to get far enough away from it to realize what actually happened and to say.
Well, when you're in it, like you can come up with some pretty angsty songs when you're in the middle of something.
Oh, for sure.
But to come up with something, I think truly like awesome.
Yeah,
I think
that
you
people
have to
can
step
connect
out of
to
it a
and
bit.
Yeah,
and you can kind of, I don't know. I feel like you can just see the situation better.
Definitely.
You know? But anyway, that's me.
Yeah.
But
I feel the same. Like, it's hard for me to write love songs when I'm in love with somebody.
Yes,
it's
the
so
hardest
hard.
thing
It's
in
like
the world.
I want to so bad. I want to tell you all these nice things.
Right. But then every
know,
time every minute I'm sitting here thinking of a song to write, I'm not spending time with you. So
Exactly. And it's like, how can I come up with nice enough things? Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's tough.
So I wrote, I bridged a gap with that.
Okay.
On one of my, it's called Stuck in South Dakota. And it's the first song I've ever written that has actually been requested by people. But it's about like my story and heartbreak and everything like that, but then ending up with my wife now.
Okay.
And so it kind of like bridges that a little bit.
Okay,
And I was with her when I wrote it, you know?
Okay.
So it was just kind of like, oh, I caught up with now, with the present day, you know, which
Cool.
hadn't happened ever. And it still hasn't happened in any song I've written. But that one, I think, holds a special place in my heart for it.
How
So.
interesting.
Yeah.
How interesting.
You don't have anything online, do you?
No.
So I'm
But
gonna
I'm
tell you
close.
why. Okay, good. Because I was getting ready for this. I was like, I want to just refresh my memory a little bit. And like,
Do I remember what she actually sounds
well,
like?
I feel like I do, you know, and I think I had some video of that night on my own phone, just from recording and everything like that. But then I went online to find it, and I was like, she doesn't have any music out
Does
here.
she even exist?
No videos. No, but a lot of people don't do that. They don't do videos online, you know? So it's like, that's totally fine. But yeah, I was like, was that like a conscious choice for you to just, I'm not going to record any of my songs and put them up online?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you chose to do that on purpose?
I did.
Okay.
I did. And I have this guy, he's awesome. His name is Jeff, and he's awesome. He shows up at every single one of my gigs.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter where I am, Jeff is going to show up. And he's so cool. He always brings around, his camera or his phone and does really cool recordings of me singing. Mm-hmm. It's like he's documenting my journey.
Ooh, that's
which
cool.
is awesome,
Yeah.
you know?
That's stuff
And he
you'll
just
never
does
have
it
again. That's
just
great.
for fun. He does it just to be cool. I don't know why he does it, but it's awesome. And so he's posted some of that stuff on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And on Facebook and stuff. So there's a couple videos of me out there, but nothing that I've specifically put out there.
So what's your reasoning for that? Because I'm curious as to why. Because most people with social media, it's content,
Right.
throw everything they can at everyone, you know,
Right.
and hope people bite, you know. But there's a movement where people are doing the exact same thing you're doing, and I'm curious as to what your reasoning is for that.
I don't know if
You want
it's
more?
super. Yes, I do. I don't know if it's super consciously. I kind of Okay, maybe it's because when I record something on my phone, I'm like, oh my gosh, this sounds so terrible.
So is
I
you
don't
judging
wanna-
yourself
Yes.
before you put it out there?
Exactly.
That's a valid reason.
That's part of it. That's part of it. And also I'm like, I feel like it loses a little bit of its authenticity maybe when you put it
Yeah.
online. And it's like, because I'm not, honestly with my music, I don't know where it's going to go. I don't really, I don't want to say I don't care, but like I'm not trying to do anything crazy with it. I'm just doing it because it's just what comes out of me. It's just like I can't help it. It's just what comes out of me. And if people like it, that's
Sure.
awesome. That's so cool, you know. So I'm not trying to become famous or popular with it at all. And so that's probably the main reason that I don't put it online, because I'm not trying to get a bunch of hits or a bunch of likes or whatever. Like I'm just trying to do my thing.
Like not career. You're not looking for a career in this. This is just, hey, this is something I enjoy doing. And as long as I'm enjoying it, then I'll
Right.
keep doing it. But
Exactly.
if it becomes not enjoyable, then
Exactly.
I'm done.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Totally.
That makes a lot of sense. You know, that's usually the route people take before they become famous, though. So
I don't know.
I don't care.
I don't really
Oh,
care.
wait a
Whatever.
second. How many zeros are behind that one? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I am kind of excited though. I do have a little album that I'm putting together.
That's sweet. Yeah. So let's talk. Is this happening soon?
Hopefully.
Okay.
Hopefully. So I went up to Red Lodge, Montana, and I recorded probably, I think 10 or 11 songs there in the Roman Theater. So it's like this old tiny
Oh, sweet.
theater. And I just sat up there on stage, and the guy had his stuff all set up, and I just sang my songs. They were just all one takes. I just did them. And so I'm just gonna take those. They're pretty raw. They're just kind of like, I feel like when people want to buy my CD, they want to buy exactly what they're hearing that
Yep,
night
I
at
agree.
the show. You know, they're not wanting to hear all the extra stuff or it's super auto-tuned or whatever. Like, they want to buy my CD because they like what I sound like
Yeah.
right now. And so I guess that's another thing that I've struggled with, trying to put this CD together and figure out what, you know, my order of my songs and what songs I want to put on there is like, I don't know. I want it to be like a mile marker. They may not be my favorite songs.
Okay.
They may not be as good as I can do. But when I recorded them, that's exactly what I sounded like.
Sure.
And that's exactly where I was. I'm going to get better from
Yeah.
here, you know, but I want to have a mile marker to say, this is what I did. This is where I was.
And then 10 years from now, you can look back at it and say, wow, look how far I've come.
Exactly.
So have you heard of Steve Thorpe?
Maybe.
Okay, so I don't know if he's 80 yet, but he's been around the Black Hills for a long time, songwriting and everything like that.
Okay.
And, I swear one of these days I'm going to get him on this podcast because dude's got some stories. But
man.
he does that. And when I first met him, we were talking about songwriting, and he talked a lot about, you know, you record a song where it's at in the moment. It might change in a couple years,
Right.
but at that point in that time, that's what the song was.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of look back and see how a song also grows with
For
you.
sure.
You know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
like, that always stuck with me. I'm like, that's super cool.
Right, yeah, because like when I'm writing my songs, I'll record them on my phone.
Yeah.
Just, you know, either in sections or I'll record the whole thing. And there's a couple songs that I've gone back and looked at like, this does not sound anything like that at all, you know?
changed.
It's changed so much. And then I'll
Yeah.
think like, oh, maybe it was way better like back when I first wrote
Yeah.
it, you know? Maybe this was way better. But yeah, I feel like every show I play, every time I play a song, it changes. It gets a little different.
Have you ever changed a song so drastically and then gone back and played it how you originally played it and felt like sentimental?
Like, oh, back when it was a baby.
Oh my gosh. So I do that. There's a few songs of mine that I've completely changed.
Okay.
And then I'll every now and then I'll just goof around and play them, and I'm like, wow, I really liked it then.
Yeah, right?
I wonder, like, is it better then or is it better
Should I
now?
go back?
I don't know. Like, It's like watching a kid grow up. Man, I liked
Right.
you when you were younger.
You were so much
God,
cuter
now
when
you're
you
so
were little.
annoying. Now you can talk. I don't know. Just kidding. Just kidding. We just had an ultrasound today, so like kids are on my head.
That's so awesome.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty
Very
cool.
cool,
They got all
very
this
cool.
3D stuff and everything.
Do you
so
know if it's going to be a boy or girl?
We're
You're
gonna be
waiting.
surprised.
Good. It's like
So-
opening a Christmas present early.
That's so my wife was like, it's the last surprise you get before dying. And I was like,
Whoa.
well, you're not wrong. And it was in context. It was really
Right,
funny.
right, okay.
But like, yeah, it was just one of those things where I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's be surprised.
wait.
Oh my God, you want to talk about pissing some people off though?
I bet.
Everybody's like, what am I supposed to get you? Like,
Blue or pink?
if you're that uncreative, don't get us anything.
Yeah,
like,
right.
We're gonna need diapers. Get us,
Yeah.
that type of stuff. It's
Okay.
super funny. But
I bet.
anyway,
I bet. That's so funny.
that's a tangent.
Kids, right. Where did we start before that?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
We were talking about songs back when they were babies. My CD. Yeah, so it's getting closer. It's so close.
Cool.
I just need to get the songs back from the guy. I've got all my pictures taken for
sweet.
my album cover.
Photo shoot and everything.
Yeah, which was a blast. It was so fun. The gal I did it with was just...
That's cool.
She's got like a hippie boho soul anyways,
Oh,
so she and
sweet.
I just vibed.
Who is
and we
this?
just got... Her name is Katie Suprak, and she's out of...
I don't know her.
Yeah, she's out of Wyoming.
Okay, gotcha.
But
I know a lot of
she's fun.
photographers around here, so I was like,
Okay.
I wonder if I know him. But
Okay, yeah, no, she's out of Wyoming. But,
Gotcha.
yeah, so we had a blast. So I've got everything ready. I just need to get the songs, put it on the CD, and sell them, I guess.
bring them to shows. Like, so the thing I've noticed, especially around here with singer-songwriters, like, there's value in having them online digitally. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because people can stream them and you can quickly send links to people to promote your stuff and get
Sure.
gigs and everything. But selling them, shows. People don't, if you have them there, it's almost like it's an impulse buy.
Okay. Yeah,
But-
just to support the
Yeah, a little
artists.
bit.
Because nobody listens to CDs anymore, right? Or do they?
I don't think they do.
I don't.
I had a guy at work the other day. He's like, "Hey, I brought a CD for you," and I literally looked at him like, "What is that?"
I don't
As a
have anything
joke,
to play this on. Like, even my car
don't.
doesn't have a CD
I don't have a CD player. Like my computer doesn't have a CD
disc
drive
drive?
to put anything in. I don't have a DVD player anymore. Like I have
Right.
everything is digital. So it's like when
Yeah.
people hand me a CD, I'm like, I'm just gonna look this up on Spotify, right?
Right.
I'll buy vinyl. I love vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a vinyl collection, and I'll
Okay,
buy
cool.
that till
Right.
I grow old. But,
Right.
but if I just wanna, I'm not gonna buy CDs anymore. I don't. It's too inconvenient.
Right.
Cassettes are coming back. I heard though.
I heard that also.
I don't get that.
I don't
at
know.
all.
I don't know.
I understand vinyl because
Right,
it's like
for
an
sure.
experience.
Yeah, like I found
sit
my
down.
granddad's old. I found his
sweet.
old record player downstairs. He had covered it in a bunch of towels and like stuffed it away so
Yeah.
none of his kids would steal it, right? And I found it. I found
it, Grandpa.
and it works. And
Oh,
it was
that's cool.
oh my gosh, it made me so happy. So when I talked to my mom, I'm like, "Hey, mom, you got any records? I know you lived through the '80s.
Yeah.
You gotta have some records." And she pulls out like 75 or 80
Oh,
records.
she
like,
kept 'em.
Here you go.
Sweet.
Yeah. Oh man, it was awesome.
See, vinyl is like it's an experience, right?
Definitely.
So you sit down with either by yourself or with some people. You listen to one whole side, and then you flip it and you listen to the whole other side. It's not like you pick one song and then stop.
Right.
But
Right. Unless you listen to a 45 and you got
unless it's a 45,
Yeah.
I get all that. But I'm talking like the full album,
Yeah.
vinyls.
Right.
But then so you sit down and it's a whole setting. Like I'll sit down, I'll make sure I got a glass of bourbon. I got the lights where I want them. I'll kick on a vinyl and I'll sit there and we'll listen to it almost like a study, But then I can't picture myself doing that same process with a cassette in motion, like as I'm out and about, because that's what a cassette is. You can't
Right.
skip. You have to listen to it,
the whole
flip it, and it's the same thing, but you're not in that setting. I don't know.
Right.
People like them, and they're a thing, and they're coming back because
suppose.
there's a lot of bands that are making cassettes now. and
Really?
I don't
That's
understand
interesting.
it.
Okay.
But hey, it teach their
You do
own.
you.
It's
Yeah.
the hipster vintage thing. I'm
Oh
sure it
man,
is.
they're
So
into everything, aren't they?
trying to be cool. No, man, this is cassette. You don't listen to cassette.
Nobody else
no,
has
I don't
these.
listen to cassette. It's not 1992 anymore. Oh my gosh. Anyway, that's my cassette rant.
Okay, yes, I'm on board.
Some people dig them. Some people dig them. Good for them. So how many songs you planning on putting on this album?
I think it'll be 9.
It's gonna be so classic full album. Nice.
I think so.
Did you know
I don't know
that,
what
or
else
did
to
you
do.
just-
I don't
that's
know
what
what
I
else to
had?
do. I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know like EP or whatever. I don't know what. I don't know anything about any of that. So I just said, I'll just record my songs and put them on a CD, and people can call it whatever they want to call it.
Yeah. So EPs are usually 5-ish.
5?
Around
Okay.
there, I
Okay.
think. Most full albums now are around 10 to 12, but
Okay.
classic full albums were 9.
Oh,
So
perfect.
That's
Okay.
I think that's a classy way to do it.
Okay,
It's like,
it's a
here's
good
9
number.
songs.
All right, 9
the
songs.
most I would ever do is 10
Okay.
on an album,
Okay.
if I could, and it's
Yeah.
just like, no, I'm gonna. So do these songs? Do they kind of all central on a certain theme, or is it just kind of these are what I have, and I'm ready to record and give to the world? And
That's
they're
what it is.
all
Yeah, they're
different
just
things.
they're
Okay.
all different things. I don't write a lot of fast songs.
Well, that's fine.
Most of my songs are kind of slower. I do a lot of like finger picking.
Well, it's
and-
acoustic, right?
Yeah, it's acoustic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got one song that I'm really excited about. I just don't know what to do with it yet. It's called Going to See My Lover.
Okay.
And it's a cool song. It's so cool, but I don't know. I need like a church choir in the background, and I need like some serious power
Some
in that
soul
song.
behind
Some
it.
Soul, baby. Yeah.
so that's not making this cut.
No, it's
You're
not.
saving
I'm
that
saving
one.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet, but
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. So yeah, so most of the songs on there are just little. Yeah, they're all just random songs. I've got some about the ranch. I got some about, I don't know, just random experiences in my life. You know, I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm obviously nervous about it, to
First
like
one, you should be
it's my
excited
first one.
and
I
nervous
want it to
at the
be
same time.
right, yeah, because I want it to be like I'm kind of a perfectionist about stuff, so I want it to be like as good as it can be.
Sure.
But I'm also at the same time like I can't overthink it. I can't try too hard on this. I just gotta let it be organically what it is.
Right. Well, and you've got to, like, there's something of value when a musician does, like, a boutique one-take cut of a song.
Right.
So we did that a couple years ago for 5 or 6 artists around here. We did.
Okay.
We called them the Singing Buffalo Sessions.
Oh, cool.
And it was, they get to do 4 or 5 songs, acoustically only, and it was boutique. It's like, if you like this artist, this isn't a full band, full
Right.
production of the song. It's just like if you were to sit and go and see them in a songwriters round, this is what it would sound like.
Okay.
And we did that for it, and we got the idea from a few. There's a lot of places that do that, you know.
Right.
So it's not like it was brand new idea, but
Right.
that idea of having a boutique item available from an artist that you like and follow, like these are cuts that happened one time in a living room, you know.
Right.
It's,
That's pretty
it's kinda,
special.
It's kind of cool, you know?
pretty
And
cool.
it's kind of cool. I think our mistake with those was not physically printing them on actual
okay.
CDs. Like we were just ripping on earlier,
Okay.
but we put them up digitally, and I don't know, they didn't take like I thought they would.
Sure. Maybe one day they will, though.
maybe
you
they
know?
will. And-
Like how artwork is always famous after the artist dies.
That's true. It's possible. It's certainly possible. I hope all of the people we recorded stay alive for a long time,
Right.
though.
Right.
But yeah, that's definitely a possibility. And then, but the thing too is like I'm trying to look into like, so what would it look like if we printed some of these?
Sure.
Like had them available, gave them to the artists to bring to their shows.
That'd be pretty cool.
You know, I think it'd be pretty neat. And
Yeah.
because I think people would like that. Like you said, it's
Definitely.
this is what you're hearing right now. It's acoustic.
Yep.
And the exact same thing is on the album. It's not a fully produced full band thing.
No.
Which has its place.
Oh, for sure.
You know.
Yeah, and I expect future albums to be like that.
Sure.
You know, where I'll, have put more into it, money and
Yeah,
and
that's
time
always- that's
and
always
all
the hard
those
part.
things, all those fun things.
Yeah.
But
Money's always the hard part.
yeah, for sure. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think this little album it'll just be big for me to have something tangible in my
Yeah.
hands to say, I'm doing this. This is real.
Yeah,
Like
that'll
this
be
is what
super
I
cool.
this is what I have to, I don't know, give the world. This is what I'm contributing.
And then
I
you'll
guess.
have those moments where you're excited to hand it out, and then you're embarrassed to hand it out, and then you're excited again to hand it out.
Yeah,
like
right.
it's just you go through all these different phases of.
But that's just art anyways,
That's
right?
how it works. You've got to feel it. If you're not feeling it, and it's gonna move and change with you. You know, I don't know. I feel like that's the thing. So.
It is, and I think that's the beauty of it too. You know, it's always changing. It's always changing. It's always
absolutely. So what brought you to Spear, from 10 Sleep to Spear? We gotta
talk about that.
We gotta figure out what was it that took you from. No, we already know you're gonna end up back there someday,
right?
You've spoiled the ending for us.
Oh, sorry.
So, just kidding. But what was it that is like, you know what, I think right now I should probably kind of branch out a bit and move away for a while. And
well, I don't know. I had gotten to a point living on the ranch, like, I love this place. It's so beautiful. It's my heart, whatever. But I'm like, I have to go somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't care where. I don't know where, but I gotta go somewhere.
yeah.
So I had, I don't know, just some things after the first of the year. I don't know. I woke up. I didn't mean for it to be the first day of the year, but I woke up and I thought, I am going to make every decision now for myself.
Ooh. 2019, selfish.
Right. Yeah. I know. Well, yeah.
I mean,
right.
that's a good.
It is.
People need to do that, you know? Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's what I felt. And it just happened to be the first day of the year. So I made some changes in my life. I made some decisions, and I don't know, I just some things happened, and a little apartment became available in a perfect place with with great people. Mm-hmm. And it's just all kind of come together. And I feel like it's like one of the best decisions I've made in my life.
Yeah.
I love Spearfish. I love the people.
Mm-hmm.
I love the pine trees. I love the Black Hills so much. I've always felt such like a spiritual connection to them.
There's something weird in this area. Not weird. It's
special.
Spiritual's a good word for it.
Yeah, spiritual.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just made the move. I just did it. I just decided, like, I love Spearfish. I'll move into Spearfish.
I'm going to jump in, and here we go. Let's
and it
see
was
what
a perfect,
happens.
it was just, it was a good time to just do it, to just go somewhere, you know. And I didn't really have much planned. You know, I wasn't coming here for a job. I wasn't coming here I came here for a boy, kind of, mostly.
That's always a good thing, too.
It
Like,
helps.
you know,
It helps.
I mean, there's tons of reasons why people decide to leave where they grew up from, right?
Yeah, right.
And I think all of them are valid. You know, the point is you got out for a while, you know, and experienced another part of the world.
Right.
And that became a part of your story,
Right.
you know, and I think that's the point.
Yes.
You know, it's like if you stay stuck in a certain area your entire life,
how do you grow? How do you...
Exactly. It's like you're cocooning yourself literally until you die, you know? And it's like, you
No,
got to
thank
get out
you.
there and make some stupid choices, make some good choices.
Right.
And
But just make choices. Doesn't matter. Just like make some
build
choices.
some
Do something.
experiences, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Yes.
cool. Well, I'm glad it brought you to Spear. Like that's
Yes.
crazy. That's
I
super
love
cool.
it. I
You
love
could have
it.
ended up anywhere.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Yeah.
you could have literally ended up anywhere.
Yeah,
and you're like, well,
exactly. But
met her
Spearfish-
once. That was great. And now she's gone.
Nah,
But-
she's gone, disappeared. Yeah, but no, I do love Spearfish. I love having like a home church that I can go to, and like
Where do you go?
countryside.
Oh, okay.
And I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Because in Tent Sleep, we lived so far from town. We didn't go to church. We didn't have a church,
Sure.
you know, close enough to go to. And so I've been able to go to church every Sunday, and I can go to Walmart. Walmart's 20 minutes away from where I live, you know, so it's like,
Yeah.
it's blowing my mind, you know, because living at the ranch, I was an hour and a half from a grocery store.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, so being here, I don't know, it's just,
You don't have to stock up
Everything's
a
just adding
pantry.
up.
You can just,
No.
I'm out of something. I'll be right back.
right?
Go
Oh, it's
get it.
crazy. It blows my mind.
Yeah.
It blows my mind, but I love it.
That's
I'm
cool.
so happy here.
That's super
Absolutely.
cool.
So I'm excited to get involved in the music scene
Yeah.
and see, like, what's here, what's
There's
available,
a lot
what I
going
can do.
on. Like, there's a lot that keeps, I don't know. So I moved up here in 2009,
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
God, has it been 10 years? Oh, man. Yeah, it's been 10 years.
10 years, okay.
And in 2000, and so it would have been 7 years ago. So, 2011, 2012-ish
Okay.
was when I got into doing music and songwriting and meeting all the other songwriters and getting all that
Okay.
going. And like since then, it's just been like unbelievable. There's so freaking many people that are good around here and write songs and play, and
That's so awesome.
I know it's a good place to be, especially if you're fairly young and new into it.
Sure.
and wanting to cultivate it and just kind of, hey, I enjoy doing this and I want to do it, you
Right.
know, because it's not one of those things where it's not, it's not cutthroat. You know, like there's cities where it becomes cutthroat. Like you've got to be top 5% maybe, or you're not getting anything. You know, like this is like everyone supports each other.
It's nice to have music be a community instead of a competition.
I think it works so much better. Like if you're not supporting each other, then what are you doing?
What are you doing?
You know, like I don't know. I feel like that's how things should work. But
yeah. Oh no, I totally agree. And that's, I don't know. That's how I felt, at least in Wyoming, that everybody was supportive of each other. You know, I was in a songwriters competition, a singer-songwriter competition in Wyoming. And it was just like incredible how all these people just like came out of the woodworks, and there were so many people that competed in this, you know, singer-songwriter thing, and everybody, it was weird. The competition, like we judged each other. Like we were the judges to decide who went to the next level.
That's interesting.
It was strange. It was very strange.
I don't know. I feel like you were good, just not as good as me.
Right. Seriously. Seriously. Yeah. You couldn't. I don't think you could vote for yourself. No, I don't think you could vote for yourself.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Gotcha.
That's funny. That's funny.
But yeah, so it was cool how it was like a community, you know, and even though it was a competition, there was no, you know, nobody was competitive about it. We were all like super
just
supportive
kind of enjoying the experience.
Yeah, and then
just
and I think most people enjoyed it just for the making connections, because everybody in Wyoming's so far away from each other.
Yeah, that's quite a distance.
So it was cool to like connect everybody and do that. So yeah, I don't know. Most of my gigs are still in Wyoming, so I'm still traveling like 6 hours to Cody.
Like, I live here, but now I just drive to my gigs that I could have just walked to, or not walked to. Obviously,
yeah. And I mean, they accidentally happen. I've been getting to the point where people call me now
that's good.
To get gigs, which is like, it's okay. It's first of all wild to me that people want to pay for entertainment. That idea of like people want to give me money to sing. Yeah, that's wild.
It's a thing. It's a real thing. People make like, so I've got a buddy that's all he does. He travels around and he plays music. He has the freedom to travel wherever he wants. Right. And he did it for a while, just living in a van. But so he does. He goes to. He's like, hey, I'm coming through your area. You know, are you interested in some music? And and that's how he lives.
That's so awesome.
It's like, and then in the wintertime, he went down to Florida and he got a summer gig playing at a hotel casino for 5 nights a week. And he'd live there for the winter, and then he'd travel up around again in his van. It's like,
that's so
people
wild.
Can do it. It's a whole life.
Jeez. Right.
It's cool though. It's really cool, especially when you realize like, hey, when you look at the different levels of being a musician, like it's not all top 40 radio hits. Like there's so many different things you can do when you want to play music.
Right.
You know, there's so many different levels to be successful at, you know.
Yeah.
So
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
that's cool.
Yeah. So
do you have a date for the album yet?
I wish.
Okay. So
I'm working on it. Yeah.
Before the end of the year, probably?
Oh, before the summer.
Before the summer.
It'll be probably in April.
Okay.
Probably in April is my hope. Yeah.
I wonder if we could coordinate it to when I have my kid. Let's make a big old day of it.
Yeah, right.
Album release, new kid. I'm just kidding. It's probably not two things that should go together.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Be a really weird gig. Like you're over there playing, and we're over here having a baby.
Having a baby.
Like, it's not gonna work. Whitney's gonna hear that and go, oh, I can't believe you said that. So for right now, where do people find you online?
So I have a Facebook page.
Okay.
Lacy Nelson Music.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where I post all of my gigs. That's where I post all my anything that's happening is on my Facebook page. I have an Instagram that's mostly just my personal. So
it's not really a music promo thing. Okay. So that's all mostly on Facebook.
Yeah, so mostly just Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah. Working. I'm halfway through building my website right now, so I'm getting there.
That's a fun process.
There's so much to do. There's so much to do to get myself like ready for the public,
right?
You know,
yeah,
it's wild.
It's like it's almost like you have to get dressed. Like I got to get dressed before I put. Like I do that all the time. Like I just redid my website, and it was probably done and live for a week before I actually told people about it.
Okay.
Just because I was like, I don't know, I'm checking it over in the mirror, and making sure I have no flyaways, and making sure the beard is straightened just right, but then I'm like, okay, I think it's ready. Now I can put the link out and everything. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. This has been fun.
This is awesome.
I'm really glad you came to Spearfish.
Yes,
I think it's going to be a fun time. Are you planning sticking around for a while, like in Spear? Is it like so it's not like I'm going to try it for a year and then jump around?
No, I think I want to get settled here.
Okay.
I want to be here for a while.
That's cool. That's super cool. It's going to be fun. fun watching you play and get your music going and everything like that.
Thanks.
It's cool because like there's not like a lot of the people I interact with have been playing for a while, you know, and we've known each other for a while. But it's
Sure.
neat because right now there's been in the last 6 months alone a lot of like newer people showing up on the stage, like yourself. You know, and it's like, man, there's like a whole other thing happening now. So it's kind of cool to see.
Sweet.
You
Very
know, it's
cool.
because I think that's a good sign that music is cultivating and growing and happening around here when we see new faces show up. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, cheers again.
Thank you,
Thanks
sir.
for coming to the Heath Bar. This was a lot of fun. Drinking our Calamity Jane
Yeah.
table wine. Super high class.
Super Western.
Super Western. Way to go. So, okay, real quick.
Yeah.
Hell on Wheels.
Yes.
The Swede. Wasn't he
Yes.
the greatest villain ever written?
Oh
in
my gosh.
anything
There's never been
you've
any
ever
better.
watched?
Yeah.
They picked the perfect guy to play him. They picked the
Yes.
great... Whoever wrote his character out nailed it.
Because I've never seen another villain like
Nope,
him.
not
He's
even
so
close.
unique.
Not even close. The guy was, sometimes you liked him, sometimes you didn't,
Right?
sometimes you
Same
just-
thing with Colin Bohannon, though.
Same thing with Cullen. Sometimes you were like, what are you doing, man? That's true. That's absolutely true. But I was talking to, because Whitney and I watched it together, and I was talking with her about it. I was like, that has got to be one of the greatest villains I've ever seen written in a show.
You're right.
Like, just
You're
there's
so right.
so many ups and
Because
downs.
you hate him so much, and then you're like, oh.
So well-rounded. It's like, that is a actual human being who
Right?
just is finding what he can do to survive in the West.
Yep.
And it happens to be a master manipulator.
Ugh.
It was great. It was absolutely great. But anyway, all right. Cheers again.
Cheers. Thanks. Steve.
Yeah, this was great.
It's been so fun.
Thanks for checking in, folks, and listening to this episode of the Heath Bar. That's Lacy Nelson. Tons of fun. Keep an eye out, once again, for her album. I can't wait for it to come out. I'm excited for y'all to hear what she's got going on musically. Incredible talent. And as always, if you want to get in touch with me, folks, I'd love to chat with you. Shoot me an email, heath@heathbaronline.com. Let's talk. Until next time.